Tim, welcome to this Tuesday.
Two for Tuesday, man. Two for Tuesday if we were listening to the radio.
You know, it is two for Tuesday. And it's funny you say two for Tuesday because over the weekend I saw, and not that I'm a watcher of these folks, but apparently Harry and Meghan Markle are having their two for Tuesday, their second kid, which I found to be fascinating.
Right.
And you know what I thought was interesting? I thought they wanted to get away from the limelight, but somehow they make this announcement, pomp and circumstance means they're still involved, right? I mean, it's sort of
they've been playing the high and mighty anti-holy card, and in fact,
that might be him. That might be him
Charles,
right now.
Charles, Harry, we'll put him on hold.
So what I was going to say to you, so their first child, and this is, listen, we don't talk about this ahead of time, folks, just so you know. Their first child was Archie, which, by the way, I think it's a tremendous name. And in your mind, you're thinking, all right, I know he's going to do. Give me the famous Archies. Now, the first one you're going to say without question is Archie Manning.
I can't even get a word in here.
Yeah, Archie Manning. So go ahead. Who's another Archie?
Archie from the Archies. I mean, obviously, Archie, Jughead, I don't know. Wilma,
that's right.
Thelma.
Archie, sugar. Pour some sugar on. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm going to come back to it. I immediately thought of Archie Bunker, Archibald Bunker, which was one of the great characters in the history of syndicated television. I mean, Archie Bunker, you think about that show when it came out and how groundbreaking it was. He was the man.
Well, he was the man, and like others, completely, most people missed a lot of this, right? He was seen as this horrible, bigoted guy, when in fact he was poking fun at all that was that. And so kind of a new age leader for Archie.
A new age leader. And think about all the shows spun off from All in the Family. I'm sure you can rattle off a few.
Yeah.
The Jeffersons.
I mean, and Spinal Tap was really a spinoff, right? If you think about Rob Reiner and where this went, man. So before I spontaneously, decombust.
No, but I like what you did there because what I was hoping you'd wait on the Archies because their one and only song was Sugar. And I mentioned that because the economy seems to be like sugar, and it comes in look at interest rates. I mean, 10-year yields. 1.27%, seemingly on their way to 1.5%.
So is that,
Tim, that's the story.
Right. I'm glad we got there, man. Not that it is really clear in hindsight. In hindsight, how we got here, but right, and actually, it's two for Tuesday. So sugar, and let's pour some sugar on me, and let's.
There you go.
The question is the Fed who's poured sugar all over everything. In fact, this market is a glazed donut. And if you have a case where if you think that there's any sense that the Fed could be removing any of this sugar, you'd be getting actually a sense that rates would probably start to cave. I think you'd have, you'd have this perverse dynamic where actually, the credit worthiness of a lot of these folks, and I mean institutions, I mean corporations that have been able to finance long-term debt and whatnot, you'd think that their rates would back up, but actually what would happen is I think rates would go down because the feeling would be that in fact you'd see a deflationary spiral. Rates are going up, and again we've kind of kissed into new highs for this cycle on the expectation that if anything there's more Fed and there's more U.S. Treasury behind us, but more than anything, man, there is more inflation and. Look, we can step inside, walk this way, and absolutely, Guy, you and me, babe. Hey, but I'm not sure I want that. I'm not sure I want any more sugar poured on me, even though I think Joe Elliott, by the way, very underrated as a frontman. And I know you don't have a lot of time for the Leppard, but I'm telling you, that Hysteria album went coast to coast, and I'll trade your Fleetwood Mac rumors for Hysteria.
No, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You're totally out of it.
No,
as you know, I have close to 700 songs on my Spotify playlist now.
Look, Def
I don't have
not
one
Skid Row.
There's not one Def Leppard song. I don't have a Skid Row song.
They're not Warrant. They're not Winger. They're Def Leppard, man. These guys were rocking. They're 17-year-old guys from the UK whose High and Dry album had Bringing on the Heartache. These guys were influenced by Sabbath and Deep Purple and a heavy metal scene in the UK, by the way, that might have even been a torchbearer for what's going on over here. But anyway, we digress. So higher rates. bad news for the market or a sign that we're stabilizing?
I think it's bad news. I think it is right now it's great news for the market because the market interprets it as economy doing better, things picking up, and it's right now we're in that sweet spot. I think you get closer to 1.5%. I think that pendulum's going to swing very quickly to not so good news for the market, and I think valuations have to come down with rising rates, but that remains to be seen. What I want to ask you quickly, Deborah Winger's better role. Officer and you mentioned Winger, officer and a gentleman, or urban cowboy?
Urban cowboy, officer and a gentleman. I mean, there was, I mean, that's some heart to that lady. I mean, she really, look, she was caught in a challenging dynamic there. Clearly, what you did was when guys like mayonnaise came to town, you saw how you could, but ultimately this was a woman of conviction, but she was a woman who stood by her man. I know I teared up when he walked into the factory and hoisted her up, and love lifted us up where we belong, Guy. So
terrible ending. It was a great movie right up until that point. The corny ending totally killed it for me. But the other girl wanted to marry a pilot, and Sid, he DOR'd, and that was a problem.
Sid Worley he was a tragic hero. Yeah, Guy, you know what? Love lift us up where we belong. And I'm not going to ask for your DOA, but I do think we got a case here where you got to be really careful about where rates are going, and be careful what you ask for, because you're going to get a great rally for commodities, and I think emerging markets in the short to medium term. In fact, I think the commodity super cycle has only just begun, and yeah, we've only just begun, haven't we?
See you later.
Later.